Hi, my name is Ivy Kilby. I'm a partner rep for Samaritan Ministry from St. Albans, Annandale. I'm also the front office coordinator at the Arlington office for Samaritan Ministry. And now I'm going to share my story as a volunteer at Samaritan Ministry at the Arlington office. On Samaritan Sunday in July 2019, I met David Wolf, the executive director, and Linda Cole, a participant and a member of the Speakers Bureau. On Samaritan Sunday, they came and David gave the sermon and talked to us about Samaritan Ministry. Now, I'd heard of Samaritan Ministry before because we prayed for them every Sunday in the prayers of the people. And that's about all I knew. They were great and we prayed for them. Well, many of you might not know this, and David is finding out today that he is a good fisherman. Because after he told us about Jesus speaking about the Good Samaritan, he introduced Linda Cole. And Linda told her story as a participant. And she shared a lot of information about herself, and many of it was about her struggle and about her successes and her transformations. But the struggling part seemed to really speak to me. She shared some information, and I found myself and my eyes connected with her throughout her time talking. It's painful talking about hard things, especially those certain struggles. It's like pulling that Band-Aid off time and time again, and it hurts. Like I said, my eyes met hers, and I realized that David was a good fisherman because I took the bait. I really listened, and I felt like very emotional when she was talking. And part of that reason is she shared her story of her struggle and of her light. And I was filled with emotion, and not a day goes by that I don't think about my own struggle. And that's because I lost my son Cameron to suicide. In August 2012, we lost Cameron. He had recently had his birthday with his identical twin brother. We never knew it was coming. There's no manual for grief. There's no rule book. But it's a process that we all go through. We all have large and small struggles. And this one affected everyone in our family. And affected those around us. Like everybody who struggles. It affects everyone around you, not just yourself. But I worked through my grief. That doesn't mean it's over. But I was again able to find joy and happiness in my life, and it's more manageable. That doesn't mean it's over, but it is more manageable. And I felt compelled to this ministry of Samaritan Ministry. I wanted to become actively involved and work with staff and the participants in this program. A little bit of my past is in the 90s, I worked in a program where I worked with adults who had disabilities, mental and physical disabilities, and some people had come out of addiction issues, and some were even returning citizens. I went to meetings. I met with David again. I met with Cy Jones, the volunteer manager. I met with Jennifer Seeger, the program director, and learned more about the inner workings of the office and the different locations. And Cy and Jennifer mentioned this thing called FOC, front office coordinator. Well, I thought I would be a caseworker. I thought that was a normal draw from my last job years ago. But Jennifer had said that's the kind of thing you learn on the job. So I said, okay, we'll see. Well, next thing I knew, changes were happening. On November 7th of 2019, I met Jane Bishop, then the volunteer lead caseworker at the Arlington office, and I was the front office coordinator. We'd never met. There we were that first day. We met the participants. They didn't know us. We didn't know them, but that all changed. Next thing I knew, it was the time for the gala. It was time for Christmas celebrations. St. Albans, Annandale did a great job with the Christmas party and meeting with participants and cleaning up and providing food. It was phenomenal. I was on kind of a volunteer high, so to say. Deacon Teresa, the deacon at our church at St. Albans, organized all that with other people from our church, and it was phenomenal. Well, then, it was time for the new year, 2020. We were hitting our stride. We were meeting with people, making connections, building trust with each other, and learning about each other's individual situations. Also came on board was Carter Eccles, and she's a former executive director of Samaritan Ministry. She's also a resident of Arlington. And we became, started like a friendship, a camaraderie in the office. And we even began praying at the end of each day, work day together. Well, then COVID hit. We learned terms like Zoom and pivot. And we stayed connected as a staff and as an organization because we had shut down for a short time. And like everyone else, being virtual online was the way it was going. But we even had meetings and training and conversation, and we reached out with other members of the other partner churches. And I really was feeling more like staff, which is what Samaritan wants you to feel like staff. So we came through the short shutdown. We moved business outdoors. We made porch connections. Some of you might remember me from photographs of me by the window. I'm the lady in the window with the table, with the phone. Participants were very respectful of our time. They were respectful of the precautions that had to be made with COVID and distancing and masks. And we were all going through this new scary situation together. They were very understanding about everything. During Lent, St. Alban stepped up again. We did a reading glasses and umbrella drive. And we were still staying connected with our church, with our participants, and with the organization. Then it got to be summer. Westmoreland sent us a wonderful intern, Sylvie Bone Bailey, and she quickly came into the organization and really has done well with the staff. Again, my sense of fulfillment and purpose has been phenomenal. I really love this job, and my husband Jim even says you're getting energy. You get energy from this job, and you bring it home with you. I really do have a great sense of purpose with this position. And I know that we're making a difference with people, with their struggles and with their successes, and just with a human connection that many of us need, everyone needs. Another thing that's different for me is I'm making connections with people who have struggles that I've never, ever experienced. Food insecurity, housing insecurity. It's important to listen to people's issues and to try to help them. And I feel like I'm getting better at that, but I'm so glad that our organization is there to do that. So Samaritan's work continues. There is that light that is shining at the end of this tunnel. We will be opening, I know, soon with access to the vaccinations that's happening now. And, I don't call this my volunteer gig in Arlington anymore. I call it my job because that's what it feels like and that's what it is. Many times when Sylvie and Jane are out on the porch working with participants, at a safe distance, and another person walks up and needs help, I'm there doing my own level of casework to help out. So I'm getting there with my ultimate goal, and it's wonderful. I really love it. It's wonderful being connected to this intelligent, caring, compassionate group of people, and I really appreciate you listening to me tell my story. Thank you.